This time around, we really don't need an introduction. We're just going to get straight to it, business. Other than hit the subscribe button, like button on YouTube.
Okay, let's just put it like this, and let's come up with a rule. Don't say what you won't say in their face.
Dion. His wife, too.
Ho. I didn't know he was coming on like that. I like that rule. I try to live by that rule. It's certain stuff that, when we're talking about like sports people, it's stuff I probably wouldn't say that I've said about people, but generally, I try to pride myself by that rule. Like, I'm not just going to say nothing that I wouldn't say to you. So, like, for real. So, and a lot of people, especially in the internet age, we live in an age where people are smart mouth. People are smart mouth. Like even jokes. You won't come out and just joke with a stranger. You won't just talk to people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are disrespectful because you ain't gonna see them, you ain't gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? So the internet has created a culture of people that just say whatever. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna get back into this.
If me and Beyonce had to be around each other for 2 weeks, you right, I get her. So he's a Crip rapper, rolling 60, right?
Charlston White. What you gonna do? You got some chloroform or something we don't know about? Because what are you talking about? Bro, what? If you and Beyonce was alone for 2 weeks, she'll write an album. She wouldn't even talk to you. She'd come out with some hits. But you wouldn't come out with no hits. Unless you got some type of contraption we don't know about that you put the liquid on the towel and just catch her. Like, you're weird if you think that.
King Von is a serial killer, documented by the FBI. Yeah. Who wouldn't say him?
I'm not Friday, which is hosted by Cam Newton, and I'm over here trying to talk.
You interfering with me and
you
my
don't even love her.
I love my.
How you gonna love her and you gonna put your hands on her?
Same reason you whoop your kids and tell them you love them, and this why you doing this.
No.
Y'all use weapons.
See, my thing is this. People should just stop whooping their kids like that. Just stop doing it.
Fight fair. See, most is prize fighters. I'm a surprise fighter.
That's what Darius said. He want to beat him up. He said this is where people make the mistake at. He said they try to talk to him first. He just gonna walk up and hit him. So it's a surprise fighter versus surprise fighter. He gonna see you coming still and mace you.
Yo, what are you doing? I'm giving you unbelievable content for the masses. And you just gonna keep it to yourself? Do me a favor, tap that red button right there, subscribe, and it literally takes no time.
Listen, man, hold on. Ho. Go to my fucking YouTube and subscribe, dog. Like, I need subscribers. They're playing with me. I'm giving you content for the masses. I'm me. I'm giving you content for the masses. He's just Cam Newton. Of course, people know him because he plays football. I'm giving you content for the masses. Like my shit. Subscribe my shit. Especially now I'm monetized. Love me. Like me.
Try to see what happens. Yo, what's good? What's popping? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton, the son, Mr. Boogie the R, here with another episode of Funky Friday. And I promise, I really do promise to give good content for the masses, but most of all, I promise to keep it funky for your asses. Now, boy, oh boy, are we in for a treat today. Boy, I went from possibly losing.
I ain't gonna lie, Cam, this is possibly the cleanest you have ever been. I got caught you like goods. You usually be on some weird shit. Your fits always look weird. This is probably the cleanest and normalest I've ever seen you. You have a weird scarf. Your hat matches your sweater. So you kind of did your little weird vibe, but you put it together in a way that it finally worked here. So good for you.
To now being on the same page, being deep.
From now on, that's how you drive. But your sweater's still weird. It's got the little stars on it. It's still weird, though. I'm not giving you full credit, but I'm giving you half credit because you're usually like all the way weird.
And
this is some shit that I like rock.
Communicate.
I've never seen you in anything that I wear, Cam. Not that it matters, but
and conversating for months. So long that, bruh, we finally here. You may have seen him on social media, entrepreneur, comedian, influencer at its all-time heights. I present the son, introduce the others, Mr. Charlston White.
What's up, man? Yeah, I like that introduction. Boogie Doll, huh? Mr. Boogie Doll.
Yeah.
It was one thing left out of the introduction.
Talk to me.
I started out on the internet as a frustrated youth advocate.
Okay.
I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was a struggling single dad who financially didn't have the means to put gas in the car every day.
Okay.
But was still working in the community. Because of that, that struggle and that small time frame of struggling, I evolved into entrepreneurship by way of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I started out frustrated. So when I came to the internet, I didn't even know you could make $1 off the internet. Financially, I didn't know how to create a business to make any profit from a business.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was supposed to be begging and asking for donations. So the internet taught me a lot, and it helped me to become all those things that you just named.
So really what I do know, and I've told you this while we were talking in anticipation to get you on Funky Friday, behind everything that you say, controversial, agreed upon, or disagreed upon, behind everything that you say, I can agree that there's some truth to what you say.
And that's why I did my reaction video to what he said about Brittany Renner. Like, people thought he was talking about DV, but he was talking about Brittany Renner. And like I said, you can't protect toxic people from themselves. Like, you can't protect women that want to fight from, you just can't do it. Like, you got to stop your daughter from being a woman that wants to fight. That's the first step. Like, yo, how can you protect a woman that wants to fight dudes? How? It's literally impossible. Like, how? She wants to fight men. Like, she wants to swing on dudes and slap men. Like, how do you protect her? What do you say? What do you do? You just got to walk around with her at all times. She's not going to keep getting away with hitting men. Like, that's crazy.
A message.
Especially when it's mothers teaching their sons, don't hit no woman, but if she hit you first, hit her. Brittany Renner's going to be that person.
I ain't just talking to be talking.
Mm.
I ain't started out trying to be funny.
Mm.
When I was describing post babies with run-down Michael Jordan tennis shoes, I wasn't saying that to be funny.
Mm.
When I was talking about them ghetto with them weaves on their head, riding in the car, patting them head because they can't scratch their hair, and their daughters grow up patting their head because they don't know that's what their mom. So I wasn't saying that to be funny.
Mm.
When I was talking about the siren laying around the house, watching a woman go to work with that good in the bed, but he can't fix no alternator, he can't get no job. He laying around the house, jacking his off on the phone, going outside to hang with a bunch of only to end up in jail by Friday. I wasn't saying that to be funny. That was my observation from doing qualitative studies in our community, from community work. So I wasn't trying to be funny. The internet told me I was funny. For one, I didn't know I looked funny. The internet told me I looked funny. Oh, look at his eye. Ah, look at his dread. So, nigga, I didn't know I looked funny. I thought I was cute. So the internet shaped this what they see today.
Okay. Well, I must admonish the viewer to understand this.
the net, roast everybody.
As we ain't even 5 minutes into this segment, and we already ruffling some feathers, or may. Don't bring your shadow band ass over here to Funky Friday and get my shit shadow banned too. But we gonna have a good time today, because one thing that I do believe in is accountability. One thing.
That's messed up, YouTube. Y'all be doing this shit to everybody, like even small people, even people like me. Like, how do y'all have me shadow banned? Like, it be people with like, I be seeing people with less subs than me, and then they be having views. See, look, YouTube, I don't even care about the monetization. I don't care. I want people to see and hear my stuff. I want them to hear what I have to say. I have a perspective on life that a lot of people just, it be right there in front of you when people don't be saying it and seeing it. I want people to see my shit. So who cares about the money? Who cares about the monetization? Stop playing with my views, dog. Stop playing with me as a person. So, like, how do y'all do this to people? Y'all really be shadow banning like everybody. It's not people not making this up. I know I'm shadow banned. Like, y'all know that I know I'm shadow banned, YouTube.
I do believe in is making sure that I don't judge, right?
Yeah.
Even though in my religion, I love it so much so that it reigns supreme of everything in my life. I think sometimes as Christians, we can't have this judgmental attitude.
One of the first things some of the most devout Christians do when you go to church is, where you been?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen you in.
And YouTube, y'all really listening to my stuff. The fact that I never did anything wrong, like my Lapeef strike, false. The Kevin thing, completely like what? So like it's crazy. Unshadow ban me. Let people see me. Y'all be letting people see the weirdest people, like people that are like weird. Y'all let people who don't even pop on camera from like other countries make content and get thousands and thousands of subs and views. People would just post Kevin Samuels and just him, and then they got 50,000 subs, but y'all are shadow ban me. Like, come on, man.
So when you go, if you go to church and then you don't go to church and you come back to church, the church will make you feel shame in their judgmental approach. Well, where you been? We ain't seen you in a while. So I get it. It's a very, and I wouldn't identify as a Christian, but I have Christian values and beliefs. I believe in Jesus. I believe that he's the Son of God. I just don't take the title as a Christian. Man, I just believe. I just believe.
So what are you? What?
A believer.
That don't make you a Christian?
No. Because I also like to sin. And most Christians don't admit that they like to sin.
But you do understand that Jesus died for all our sins.
Yeah, that's why I sin. That's why I sin and just say, I pick my sins wisely.
Okay, but you know you're not perfect.
I don't want to be perfect.
I think that is true, but my saying is most Christians don't admit that they like to sin. Most people can't admit to the sins that they do.
That they like to do. See, some that we do, but we also got some secret ones that we like to do.
But that's everybody.
See, I'm gonna leave my religion perspectives out of this, but I'm gonna say this to Cam's comment. For the people who don't follow any type of religion, the things that they're doing aren't sins.
That's not.
So to you, it's fornication, but to them, it's sex. How did Math say it? I'm not a Christian, so a cross to you is a plus for me. Like everybody doesn't look at it the same way you see it, so you're calling it admitting the sins, but to them it's not a sin, fam. So like you're crazy.
Christians, Muslim, Hinduism, that's just everybody as humanity.
When the FBI studied Malcolm and when they studied Martin, one went and spoke and came back to the hotel and prayed and talked on the phone with his wife, and they don't have no dirt on him. He was Muslim. The other one went and spoke and came back to the room and partied and fucked like a motherfucker in every town he went to. That was the Christian. So it's a difference. One was studied full time.
How you know that though?
Because
now you're using my platform trying to bring all this speculation that Martin Luther the King.
Because it's documented evidence.
Hold on, Cam. How you don't know that? Hold on, Cam. Because we ain't heard these stories about Malcolm, but we have heard these stories about Martin. So you're making a point here, Cam.
The FBI said that Malcolm X was a saint compared to the doctor. It's very well documented that Dr. Martin Luther King was just like any man. He was a whoremongering preacher. It's documented. Compared to Malcolm, who has no documentation of doing anything such like the preacher. See the difference?
I hear exactly what you're saying, but that doesn't necessarily rectify you not being unknown to your religion. I think.
I don't want to be a religious man. I don't want to be Muslim. I don't want to be Christian. I don't want to be Hindu because I don't pick up the books. I want to be able to grab hold to the spirit.
Yes, sir.
Most of the people who I heard talk the books and can recite the books don't show the spirit. Yeah. They can't access the spirit.
But this is where I can agree with you, but also it's for me to also admonish you to say you use your platform for people to receive the word in your own right. You see what I'm saying?
I don't deliver the word because I don't know the word.
So you saying you don't think he was cheating?
Walk with the spirit. My mother and them know the word. I don't know the word. I hadn't picked up the Bible to read the word. I got the spirit because when I wanted the word, I couldn't get the word. I was locked away in a cell and they wouldn't give me the Bible. So for some strange reason, I was able to access the spirit. That's the spirit that Jesus said that will write God's word upon your heart. I don't want to be Christian because Christians can't access the spirit. They all got the word. I don't want the word, God. I want your spirit. Because it says with this spirit that I can do greater works than Jesus. There's no Christian I ever heard to say they can do greater works than Jesus. And Jesus himself said that you can do greater works with this spirit. So I don't want the Christian word. Give me that spirit Jesus was talking about that raised the dead, that allows you to walk on water. I ain't seen a Christian walk on water yet.
Like I said, I'm going to leave my perspectives out of this, but I will say this. If you read the Bible, Elijah did some of the same miracles that Jesus did. Like he raised somebody from the dead and walked on. Well, it's almost like the miracles. It's like they couldn't think of nothing else. So they just redid the miracles that they put with Elijah on Jesus. So maybe there's something to what he's saying because it's more than one person that did the miracles in the Bible. You can go look it up for yourself.
But isn't that the truth for you to understand and say, yo, I'm going to be what I've never seen? If
you had never seen it, you can't become it. So I watched my mother take care of children. I watched my mother feed people with her word of God. I watched my mother pray to get my grandmother off drugs. I watched my mother use the word of God. Okay, mama, that word worked good enough for you, but I need the spirit. The things that I've gotten involved in and the things that I do and the things that I face, the word ain't gonna help me, mama. I need the spirit.
To that point, take me through this whole background of what we see now and what had the most influence to you becoming what we see today.
I fell in the washing machine when I was 5 years old. So my mother was asleep. I snuck outside and I was in the laundromat playing on top of a washing machine. And I was jumping up and down, getting ready to jump off of it, but I was jumping hard. The lid popped open.
I know that.
And I fell in and I broke everything from my waist down. We end up suing Quick Wash. And the reason we won the lawsuit is one of the reasons why now when you open a lid to a washing machine, it stops. It was supposed to stop and it didn't. So I broke everything.
That's what I said. I said that he did all the same miracles, and then they remixed them and gave them to Jesus. So the spirit that he was talking about was in somebody else before it was in Jesus. That's my whole point. So like what he was saying in a religious sense makes sense based on the Bible.
From my waist down. So I had a bone
If you believe in that type of thing.
pop out here, a bone pop out here. I had pins in my leg. This is at 5 years old. In a washing machine spinning like this. I pulled myself out and then passed out. I was in a full body cast from here all the way down with a stick between my legs. So I had to lay flat like this. And I had to learn how to walk again. I was walking in that body cast. They thought it was a miracle. They thought I was a miracle child. I rose up one day in that body cast and started walking with a broken up body. I got the Spirit of God at an early age. So 2 years later after that, I put my right eye out. So I've had 9 eye surgeries. When they used to put that oxygen mask and make a nigga go to sleep, somewhere in the Bible they says to be absent from the body is to be present from the Lord. Whenever you go to surgery, you're absent from your body. In my mind, I vividly remember having dreams going somewhere to heaven as a kid.
So you only have sight in one eye?
Yeah, this is a prosthetic limb. It's a glass eye.
Oh, wow.
So that's from 5 to 7.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to rewalk again with no problem. So I ain't got no hip or nothing. So if I was to stand, I ain't got no hip or nothing. So that's at 5. At 7, so from 7 to 12, I had 9 eye surgeries. So I never really got to go to school. So I had a private tutor. It's things that I remember educational-wise that I don't know how I got this knowledge. They don't teach us about Jim Brown in school. Nigga, I know everything about Jim Brown, the abolitionists. I got knowledge and information but that white tutor, I had a white tutor in the 80s coming to my home to teach me. So I was groomed to be an intellectual. So I didn't really get to go to school to the 6th grade. By the time I got to the 6th grade, I caught a capital murder case in the 8th grade. So I'm an institutionalized baby from medicine, hospitals, to now
You don't sound all that bright to me.
incarceration. I'm a book-driven baby. I've been reading books all my life. I ain't been outside playing. I ain't played no sports. I've been reading books. I've got a brain full of knowledge. I've been watching television, studying.
He did more than that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He did more than that. I don't know everything he did, but to give it, he did all the same miracles Jesus did. Look him up. That's not the only thing he did. But that right there proves my point about them recycling miracles.
Movies and actors. That's how I can act. So what you see now is a product of a system. Nigga, I'm an educational baby. That's why my knowledge and my articulation is what it is, because when I went into the system, I began to read more books. So when niggas were playing dominoes and watching rap videos, I was reading Danielle Steele love novels. So I'm very charismatic. I'm very charming.
That's what you think?
Yeah. Well, that's how I've been able to get by getting in trouble.
But let me
getting in front of a judge and being able to say, yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Getting in front of a probation officer, knowing how to make eye contact, sit up straight, look them straight in the eye. All of that was charming things I learned as a kid to get out of trouble.
Out of all those books that you had access to, you ain't never had access to a Bible?
Yeah. I refused to read the Bible because I couldn't, as a kid, I couldn't connect to the language that the Bible wrote. Thou art. My understanding couldn't comprehend that.
Okay, were you coherent to understanding that there were different versions of the Bible?
Yeah, I understand about the council when they introduced Cesar Borgia as the white man with the blonde hair, and they took out pieces of the Bible. So I know the Bible have been dissected to brainwash, to control.
Yes, sir.
So what I did was,
But not more or less that level. I'm talking about the international version.
I understand it, but as a kid, you don't know that.
Yes, sir.
As a kid, you don't know to pick up this book and say, okay, they got a King James version. Okay, you don't know this. All you know is here, read the Bible. They said read the Bible. Correct. And you can't really understand what the preacher's saying.
Correct.
But I have a mother who are quoting scriptures. And I'm hearing her say these scriptures, but they're not making no sense. All things work for the good of those who love God, is called according to his will and his purpose. Mama, I'm locked up here for murder, and I'm gonna be here for 4 years. How is this gonna work for my good? Well, but she's trying to explain this to me.
If you look them up, I said he raised the dead. You look. I said he raised the dead and walked on water. And you corrected me by saying he split the sea. Okay, my bad. He didn't walk on water. He just split it open. But I said that he raised the dead like Jesus. So I knew he did something with water, but I also said that he raised the dead like Jesus. So what about that? He did that too. So that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, he did all the same stuff. So like what Charlston was saying made perfect sense from a biblical perspective. It made all the sense in the world. If you believe in that stuff, you have to believe what you've read in the Bible. That Elijah was doing all the same miracles that Jesus did. And it's literally a documented fact. So that's what he was doing.
And I'm saying, man, that shit don't make no sense. I'm rejecting everything she's saying. For one, most kids reject what their parents teach them because you think the world know more than your parents. So this ain't making sense, mama. This God that so loved the world that'll give us his son, then why this kid over here get molested if God love us? Where my dad at, mama, if God's so good? You keep hiding about God.
And he right. And he multiplied some food. Like he was Jesus before Jesus was Jesus. He had the swag. He did all the same stuff. And people act like they never read that part of the Bible or just never heard about that or seen him doing all that stuff. If you believe the Bible, then you have to believe what Charlston was saying is true. Because that spirit he was talking about, the writers of the Bible put it in Elijah. And if he was actually a person, he had the spirit. Same one. Before.
Oh, good. How he good? How? And so it ain't making sense.
So you don't believe in this scripture, raise up a child in the way he should go?
As a kid, don't know scripture makes sense. I know it now.
That's of course.
So, but as a kid, it says train up a child.
Yes.
How many parents are really training? We're raising our kids. We ain't training them. That's why when they get in situations, they don't go to their training to make good choices. When police get in situations, they go to their training. They training is to shoot. Shoot. Where? Shoot to kill. Why you didn't shoot him in the leg? Because he was in a situation where he had to fall back on his training. And there's a silhouette where they're trained to shoot center mass. So that's why they don't shoot you in the leg. So what training are we giving our children where they get in a situation where they choose the training? We're not training. We raise our kids. How do we raise them? Food, shelter, clothing. We ain't training these kids. We ain't training these motherfuckers.
And this is
so we ain't
what I'm saying about people who whoop their kids. Like, you got to have a lesson with the whooping. Like, it's not just a whooping. They're not going to learn from that. You better tell them something that they're going to remember and relate it to something that they can understand. Like, you better get to learn how to teach them lessons. They're not going to remember no damn whooping. They're going to learn how to avoid a whooping, but they're going to remember the lessons.
Trained. We got to go to work. Mama got to go to work. Daddy cross town playing stepdaddy, making more babies. Who training us? Nobody.
You see how he don't have no dad. So when he think of a dad, he don't think of a person that's there. No, daddy's there. Stop playing.
Indoctrinated at school, and we're being programmed by the culture. Who's training us? So we can mistrain up a child. That's why the kids ain't going no way, because ain't nobody training them. They're raising them. They're providing good homes, good clothes, good foods. But other than that, there's no training. That's why we're not in Boy Scouts. That's why we're not in ROTC. That's why we're not in no type of physical training to teach us how to do push-ups outside of sports. So as a kid, your parents are trying to introduce you to God, but you looking at the circumstances in a situation that y'all growing up in. So God ain't making sense to children no more. It ain't making sense. Was I blessed because when I go to school, the kids at school ain't blessing their food, but you got me blessing my food. It ain't making sense. Ain't nobody at school blessing their food, so I'm supposed to go to school and pray over my food. No, I ain't doing that, Mom. Because my
Kaylee had just made a post about how back in the day he had to write some sentences. He was writing sentences, and he like, kids back in the day, I never know about that. And I'm like, nah, kids will know about it. I just made my son write some sentences. You know what the sentences was, y'all? I am not a follower. So like what Charlston is thinking and saying is like some follower shit. It's like he's afraid to be different. Like, oh, ain't nobody else doing this. Why would I do it? Because you're not no damn follower. Charleston about to make it. He don't have to write some more sentences. Think he can thank Charleston White. There's some follower shit right there that I just heard.
My peers supersede what you're trying to teach me. If you don't have a bunch.
My peers supersede what you're trying to teach me.
Of money to buy my attention. So my mother was financially stable to buy our attention.
What your mom do?
My mom worked for General Motors, retired from General Motors. The backbone of America, the blue collar worker in the 80s. In the 80s. So,
but a lot of kids are like that though. That's what I'm saying. It's a reason why my son had to write them sentences. He was being a follower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like it's just people. It's people do it. They get influenced around the people they see.
So we were very financially stable. I had my own bedroom, homie, in the 3rd grade.
He don't understand his leadership yet. Like he tells people what to do, but he don't understand it on a big scale. He's a kid. So like he's not a leader yet for real. He'll get there though. He gonna get there through sports and through other ways, but he don't understand himself yet. So he just follows stuff he see. But he follows me. So like that's what he gonna have to follow.
I had my own phone line. I had the bunk bed, bed with the desk. I had the basketball goal. I had the remote control car. We had the Nintendo with the power pad, the duck hunting game. I had the Jabos. I had all the name brand stuff that a kid could want. But for one, mom wasn't at home. She had to work. So she provided a great home life.
But you also get the lessons.
But when we got out of school, she was going to work. Daddy retired from the Navy. He doing his own thing.
Were you raised in a household with your mom and your dad?
No, just mom.
Were they ever together?
Yeah, they were together the first part of my life. But that's a vague memory.
Yeah, but when you say first part,
I have no memory.
Okay, now do you think that had any type of trauma in your growth as a man?
The absence of a father.
Cam grew up with his mom and his dad, so to him it's just totally foreign. He can't even imagine. Him not having a dad is just like it's not even registering to him like at all. Like he's thinking like it's not registering at all.
In any child's life, leaves a child hurt, but ultimately develops a child as an angry kid, and he can't nobody explain why the little motherfucker just angry. That's the absence of a father.
But
so both my brother.
You speaking as from the son's perspective or the female's perspective?
I'm speaking from the son's perspective. So both my brother and I grew up with just a good mother, a good loving mother. When I was 8 or 9 years old, homie, my brother looked at me and said, "When I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody." Man, I looked at that nigga and ran downstairs. Mama, Kevin, say when he grew up, man. Boy, come here. What you mean? Well, I'm gonna kill. And so she spanked him when she should have been exploring that anger. Long before a kid gets angry, they feel hurt. Nigga, where my daddy at?
This nigga just proved my whole point. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what could that whooping do more than understanding why the hell you just said that? Like, yo, why you just say that?
Mama, where daddy at? What Tupac say? He heard mama crying. Mama, where my daddy at? Heard you crying late night through the bedroom door. And do you love me?
Like, that's a weird statement coming from your child. When I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody. Like, yo, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know where this thought even came from, but it reminded me one time my son, he like, and I never said anything to him, but he like, Dad, he was like 3 or 4 years old. He like, Dad, I want to be the only person in the world to take a bath with their pants on. And my first thought was, at least he knows that he's going to be the only person in the world doing this. And I never said anything to him. I just looked at him and walked away. But it was no reason for me to explore that thought because it was just some weird, like, you know there's something wrong with that. So I don't got to tell you, boy, take them pants off. Like, you know you about to take them pants off. You know you're not about to take a bath with the pants on. So, yo, you even saying that, it was just some shit. You knew it was weird. You processed the thought yourself. But that thought, like, you want to kill someone. Why do you want to kill someone? You need to go to therapy. You don't need a whooping. That's just going to make you even madder. That's just going to make the person mess around and be me. How you going to whoop me? Listen, just think about this. Somebody tell you they want to kill somebody and then you whoop them. When they grow up, they going to kill somebody and then you whoop them. Dog, you going to mess around the person be you. Yo, he a comedian though, bro. Like, he's nuts. He funny, y'all. He like he's an entertainer. He gonna start doing videos. He keep asking me. Cause me and him had did a reaction video one time to the dunk contest. And we had to redo it. He keep asking me, like, yo, we gotta redo that video. He gotta get his own platform. Like he's something to see. But yeah, man, like that's crazy. Like you
Me, mama, why they keep on calling me nigga? Get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. So that's the 12-year-old big body kid, nigga, that they done put in football that grandmama them scared of. When he get mad, he huffing and puffing. He kick the door. He punch a hole in the wall. He push his little sister down. Get that weight up with my hate. So just think about my brother saying this, nigga, I'm 8 years old, he 10. Nigga, he killed somebody at 17.
So I'm trying to piece it all together.
So the anger, right? So we hurt in the beginning, but before you hurt, you feeling unloved.
No, hold on. Check that. Truth to that. But in your household, you raised by your mother, parents was never together. You guys, 3 boys.
Two boys.
So just you and your brother.
Just me and my brother.
2 boys. So you only got 1 sibling.
Yeah.
So,
but I had a sister come later in life when I
Okay.
was 13.
Okay.
So we got uncle, we got granddaddy, we got grandmama, we got aunts, we got cousins. So we got a big family.
Yes,
And
sir.
we got males there. But they ain't the right kind of male. Granddaddy got a barber shop. Granddaddy went to the military. Granddaddy retired from Paul Lumber's yard. Granddaddy work at the bus barn. He the supervisor at the bus barn, but he pimping. He got all the hoes boosting and stealing. Granddaddy catch a major federal drug case and make the front page paper, right? So I remember my mother telling us when I was like in the 5th grade, don't go to school and tell nobody that's your granddaddy. His name Freddie White. My uncle is a pimp. My granddaddy got the barbershop. I'm growing up with granddad and uncle and them at the barbershop, seeing the hustlers and the players and the pimps. It's the black exploitation era. It's
Yes,
the
sir.
80s. So I got men in my life, but my mother is contrasting and countering what we're seeing.
Right.
She trying to raise us to be opposite of her brother and her daddy. So she's trying to instill good morals. But nigga, who fucks up the kids more than the bullshit uncles in the black family? Because Uncle Wayne is the pimp with the Rolls Royce. Uncle Wayne is the pimp walking through with the briefcase full of money, the trash bags of money. So as a kid, you see the dynamics of how the family treat Uncle Wayne. Everybody kiss his ass, and he a woman beater. So everybody kiss his ass. So it's no different than a D-boy uncle who in the household with the mama who got the favorite brother. He coming through with the pants sagging and the gun. The nephews and them is picking up these traits. As he stopped through and get us some money, get out with money, rub them on the head, let them ride in the car with the hoes and the bitches. So I was a little king, like the little kid Finesse 2-time guy. I was that little nigga with my uncle now, being exposed to this shit. So that's the dynamic of the loving single black mother who's God-fearing, who's trying to teach her kids good morals and values, but she don't have the time because she got to work and provide a good living for them.
And there's a missing piece in the father being
The absence of the father.
Yeah.
So the absence of the father, who's supposed to step in? An uncle, a cousin, somebody within
Some
the
male
family.
figure.
Within the family before she have to go out and get a coach.
Correct.
But nigga, there's no positive male figures. They teaching us the bullshit.
toxic.
And they telling us don't listen to your mama. Boy, you gonna be a trick listening to your mama. So they really got you.
So yo, as a child, you're battling different things. Don't listen to your uncles, and your uncle saying, don't listen to
Man, your mama don't know what she talking about.
You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gonna be a man, da-da-da-da-da. We all go through those types of
So
shit.
not only that, when mama leave, just
And that's not how a household works with men and with, you know what I'm saying? A mom and a dad not coexisting with you like that. Like they on some type of accord with you.
like every other kid, what we do, we cut on that television. So now when we cutting on the television,
And now it's tablets.
at this time, homie,
Excuse me.
gangsterism being introduced. Nigga,
It's already here now.
mama at home. And what I see on TV is being propagated. It's being glorified. Imagery, right? It's no more Big Daddy Kane's. There's no more Kid and Play. It's no more MC Hammer niggas dancing. Imagery is now being subjected to children through the hip hop
The
culture.
bad boy, the outlaw.
Come on, homie. NWA, the gangster.
Yeah.
Nigga, fuck school. I pull a G about a week. Fuck school. Just that small line right there in a rap song. I pull a G about a week. Fuck school. That was KRS-One saying that. So when I cut off my television, nigga,
I ain't never heard a person quote one of his lyrics.
them images that I see,
Can't say, I don't know a KRS-One lyric.
that's like Uncle Wayne, the pimp.
Yeah, that's who you relate to.
Come on now. So now I'm spending the night over my homeboy houses. Nigga, they uncles is drug dealers and gangsters. They looking like the imagery. So now we're starting to take on the image. How do we learn the behavior of gangsters? Through the lyrics in the movies are now being shown to us. Now, rather than us wanting to play football, nigga, we want to be too sweet. We playing too sweet. The guy that can whoop everybody in prison in the movie Penitentiary. Instead of doing kung fu and doing karate, nigga, we playing high top and rocket on Colors. So mama at work while all this dynamics is changing.
With no absolute clue.
Don't have a clue what's going on because nobody is hip to this new culture really.
Yes, sir.
So now you have people who are becoming aware of the words in these lyrical contents, and now they're starting to put parental advisory labels on.
And that's what I was saying about Luke. And that's what I was saying about Luke. I did a whole video about Gloria Velez. I'm like, one of the things who people do need to be held accountable is the FBI. They were literally picking on Luke. So if they had all this smoke for his labels and his content, they should have been investigating his dancers. If they wanted to take him down, they could have took him down then off that if what she is saying is accurate. They could have just took him down off that instead of what they was trying to do.
On tapes. But mama and them don't have the time to sit and listen to this shit. They tired. They getting out work tired. Then one of us is having problems in school. So she got to take out work to come deal with this one. So because she's dealing with this one, guess what? The younger one flying under the radar getting in trouble because the oldest one is getting in so much trouble.
Right.
And that's what's happening in these households.
And it's becoming overwhelming.
It's only one parent.
It's
only one parent. Not only that, the problems and the frustration of the children is mounting on top of whatever problems you're having at work, whatever financial problem, and your relationship problems.
So along that, as or not just you, but what you've been able to verbalize and picture paint is a typical situation in Black America.
I call it the traditional single African-American parent home.
It's so not problematic.
It's trauma-based.
It's trauma.
It's trauma-based.
In that household that's festering, and you're building the next generation of killers, pimps, drug dealers, because that's what they see.
Out of fear. You do this, it's some mothers.
It ain't even out of fear, it's out of normalcy. People have normalized it. He just did it.
All my partners, they got the gangster mamas. Them niggas was some of the most hardened killers in the streets because their mothers groomed them. The nigga who was groomed to be hard on a woman, he's very abusive because his mother taught him these traits.
I just said that people don't understand that, and then people don't understand that dynamic. That's a thing, and we want to talk to the adult like we can change them.
And whatever
we can't.
Mama teach us, we stand on it. I'm gonna say it again, nigga. Whatever mama teach us, we stand on it. That's why, nigga, I repeat a lot of the shit my mama say. Nigga, mama said that the Bible. So, nigga, so if you, the street mama, that's why the whole mama is so dangerous. But the loving, over-nurturing mama is just as dangerous as the whole mama who teaching him the street shit.
Yes, sir.
Because she handicaps him. And what ends up happening is, out of his rebellion to be free as a boy and a male, he overcompensates with being over-masculine. Because mama done gave him all this, everything. So he try to play over-masculine. He too tough. He too tough. That's the nigga too tough. Over-masculinity is the driving force for niggas to crash out. Nigga want to fight all the time.
Man, listen, the hyper emotional gotta be tough. And as a wise man once said, the tough people get the tough prizes, and you never want to be them.
That's mama.
You don't want one.
He don't know to think because being analytical is a man's natural behavior, not an emotional state. Nigga, we've been groomed to be emotionally responsive and emotionally driven men because of our loving mothers. She's so loving, she only whoop us when she's frustrated. That's where we learn to hit, when we get mad. Sit down somewhere! Bow, 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 they hit you. And secretly, they feel guilty because I've done it as a parent.
Yeah.
Feel bad in the motherfucker, but you done already delivered the lick.
Yes, sir.
I got a friend by the name of Terrence Sampson. He did 29 years on a 30-year sentence for murder. When he was 12 years old, he stabbed a next-door neighbor 93 times.
Wow.
He said he had his first homicidal thought when he was 5 years old, after his dad had brutally beat him. But right after the thought,
What I just say, man,
his dad walked in with tears in his eyes and said, "Son, I'm sorry." Imagine had his daddy done that before the thought.
He would have saved a life.
Come on, homie.
So
frustration is a motherfucker as a parent.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm trying to paint a picture here, and I'm trying to take people
mad at their kids and just whoop them just because they mad, and it's really no real correction in that. It's just hurting them.
Journey. When you took me through 6 to 8, talked about your brother committing a crime for you at 14 or throughout that whole process of juvenile. What was that like for you?
It was traumatizing. Because you got to think, I'm a mama's boy. Nigga, I'm the baby. And I just come from being hurt. So I've been in the hospital most of my life.
Yes, sir.
I'm a nurtured child. I'm
about to do another part. This video is, I'm about to get off in a little bit. This video is 3 hours long, and I only probably watched 30 minutes. And I'm about to get off in a minute, so it's gonna be a whole part 2 because I'm watching this whole thing. But I gotta go in a second.
Who needed to be accepted. I didn't play football, didn't play basketball, so I needed to be accepted. And I found acceptance through negativity.
That's a dangerous game right there. And like I tell people, one of my greatest slogans is that people relate to negativity. It's a big fact. He just said it in a way I've never heard anybody say it. He wanted to be accepted, and he related to negativity. Like I be saying, what the fuck? So people do.
Ultimately committing crime.
Everybody does it. Like who doesn't?
I learned to be violent. I'm not a violent person. I can be violent. I learned how to be. I've done a lot of violent things in my life, but I was playing. Trying to fit in with the environment. We laughed after we committed that murder, but it wasn't funny.
But what happened though?
We went to the mall to go steal some starter jackets. So I had ran away from home. So my mother, I told you I got a younger sister. So my mother was pregnant. My brother was already off in the boys' home. So my brother had already been to the boys' home like 2 or 3 times, right? So he was already troubled. Because he was so troubling and giving mama such a hard time, I'm going through the adolescent stage. And of course, the adolescent stage is gonna be a bunch of rebellion.
Right.
So I'm really following his lead, but I'm flying under the radar.
Not, of course, it's supposed to be some training, but of course it is if you ain't got the proper training.
Correct.
So mama and them missing a lot of shit because I'm charming, I know how to pull my pants up, and I'm sneaking out. So mama don't know until I start getting arrested.
Conniving.
Very conniving, mischievous as they called it back then.
Correct.
So my mom get pregnant with my little sister. And naturally that triggered me into another part of rebellion. I ain't gonna be the baby no more.
Right. You the man.
Yeah. I ain't gonna be the baby
big
no
brother
more.
now.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be the big brother. I want to be the baby.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm the baby. And so naturally I rebelled.
Middle child syndrome is a thing. If you got a middle child, watch that person. They be on, watch that person. Like, yes, it's a thing. Have you seen it? It's a thing. For sure. It's definitely a thing.
13 years old, going on 14, mom for to have another baby. So I ran away from home. And I tell this story, I used to run away from a good home, nigga, my own bedroom, walking on marble floors, bathtub trimmed in gold, nigga, food in the icebox, to go play poor with my partners in the projects. Because I wanted to be accepted amongst the poor. Because the culture in our community make you feel like you ain't real if you ain't embraced by the poor. So well-to-do kids throw everything away just to go hang.
Yo, wow. You hear what he just said? That is so backwards and stupid. But it's reality. Yo, if you ain't embraced by the poor, like the poor.
With the poor.
Yo, fuck the poor.
In the projects all day, doing nothing, just hanging. So that's what I wanted to do, man.
Just indoctrinate.
So I ran away from home and went and did it. And went on a crime spree from snatching purses, stealing cars, breaking into houses. That's how we was able to get the gun. We broke into one of my former girlfriend's houses, whose dad was a Dallas police officer at the time. Stole their Nintendo VCR, went and pawned it. Just on a crime spree. But
boy, you was hell, boy.
See, children are impulsive, right? That's where brain development comes in at, right? The prefrontal cortex. So most kids, unless they come from extreme poverty, are not committing crimes for financial gain. It's for the thrills and feels, the excitement of this shit, the rush.
Yeah, the rush.
So that's the impulsive. Yeah, that's the impulsiveness of a kid when you're supposed to be getting this playing football. You're supposed to be getting this in boxing, but we're not. So this the element of children that's getting their sports fix, right? Yeah. So it was just for fun, and it ultimately ended up costing an innocent man his life. So we go to the mall. Right. The plan is just to go to Foot Locker, grab some hats and some starter jackets, and run out. So the first time we went, they had a young black dude look like he run fast. So we didn't do it. I got two partners right now today, nigga named Tawan Harris and Denarcus Miles. Both them niggas older than me. So the first crew we went to go do it with, we were like, nah, man, fuck that. I said, man, let's go get Denarcus. So I went to go get Denarcus just to drive. And Tawan was over there getting his haircut. Them niggas supposed to caught a murder case. He was cutting Tawan her.
I would be saying why you saying that name, but I guess the statute, the limitations passed on the story.
The nigga said, nah, man, come back and get me. Well, I was too anxious. I ain't go back and get Denarcus. I went and got Tawan, Big Tawan, and Little Tawan. Went to the mall.
What happened?
Grabbed the jackets, grabbed the hats, ran out. And in the process of us running out, my victim, which was a little small white guy by the name of Michael Levy, he had just got married 3 days prior to that.
Damn.
He saw what was happening because he was working on his car in the parking lot. And so he tried to stop us. He ran and dove on top of the car. He started hitting the windshield with whatever wrench he had in his hand. And so I'm in the back seat saying, man, go, nigga, drive. My partner in the front seat, he can't put the car in gear. You know, back then, them motherfuckers go up and down.
Yeah.
And you can have the car and drive and cut it off and take the keys out. And so that's what he did. He reached inside the car and cut the car off and took the keys. And so,
and how old were you at this time?
I was 14. I had just turned 14. So I was 14. We was all 14, 15, 16, 17. So when we get out the car, I was sitting on the gun. So I get a gun to my partner. So I'm encouraged, man, shoot that motherfucker. And he shoot him. He wasn't trying to kill him. It's just that the gun that we had was a 38. Well, actually, was a 357 snub nose.
It sucks that it don't pay to be the hero. You can't be a hero, man. Like, you really got to mind your own business in certain situations. I ain't gonna say you always got to, but you have to be so situationally aware of when it's not dangerous for you to involve yourself in something that does not have anything to do with you. Like, it's dangerous. Online, people act like it's easy. Oh, just step in. Why would you just watch? Why would you just, like, yo, you got to understand situations. Like, that guy was not supposed to do that. He didn't even work there. You just got married and your car. Like, he had all the reason in the world to mind his own business. First of all, you fixing your car. Second of all, you just got married. Like, everything in the world says, yo, it's just some coats from the store. Just mind your own business. Call the police or something. Why are you jumping on people's car trying to be the hero? And it cost him his life. Like, it's sad that he passed away, but it's like, dang. I hate the victim blame, but it's like, mind your, like, come on, man.
With blue tip hollow points in it. So when he shot the gun, it went up and hit him one time in the chest. And because of the bullets, they thought we shot him in the back. You know, because them motherfuckers...
expand as soon as on impact.
So they thought we shot him in the back. He died in the parking lot. So Tony Dorsett had just opened a club up. He was still playing for the Cowboys. I think he had just retired for the Cowboys or was still playing. He had just opened a club up right where the incident occurred. So it made headline news, front page paper. It was real big because we were 4 black children who had killed the white man. And in a week, within that same week, Three skinheads had killed this black man that was sitting on the back of his car. So both of them were very high-profile cases, which of course, in the media, the white kids were being treated lenient, and we was getting more time. But I got less time than anybody. But my mother was financially able to go out and get some of the best lawyer representation in the city, which was a guy by the name of Carl Mallory and Louis Stearns.
Random pointless fact that I learned, but he just said it made me think about it. A lynching that happened in Texas is the reason why death row inmates don't get a last meal request anymore. Because some guy that was one of the people who did the lynching ordered like a bunch of stuff, like a whole list of stuff. Like, I forget how much they said he spent, but it was like ridiculous amount of stuff. And then when it's time for him to eat, he said he wasn't hungry. They spent like 10 bands or whatever the amount of money is, and he didn't even eat nothing. He just drank some water and like some toast or something. So then they stopped giving people meal requests. But my thing is this: he wasn't hungry. You about to die. That doesn't mean you might not have an appetite. Damn.
Carl Mallory is dead now. May God rest his soul. And Mr. Stearns ended up becoming Judge Louis Stearns. So he just retired from a judge. So I had two of the best lawyers in the city. My co-defendants, homie, they mama and them couldn't afford that shit. One of my co-defendants got out on bond, and his mother moved him to, I think, Oklahoma or something, and he ended up dying, running from the police in a high-speed chase. My oldest co-defendant got 99 years, went back on appeal, and was released on a 25-year sentence. The 16-year-old shooter got 75 years. He's still incarcerated right now to this day. Our crime happened September 18, 1991. So I'm one of the first children.
Oh my, I just got chills.
I'm one of the first children in Fort Worth, Texas to be tried and adjudicated for the crime of murder in the early 90s. In the state of Texas, I'm one of the first children who followed in a group of children who was tried, adjudicated, and sentenced for the crimes of capital murder and murder, who was sentenced under Texas juvenile law. It's called Texas Juvenile Determined Sentencing Law, where a kid can be sentenced up to 40 years. So I got a 12-year sentence for capital murder.
So take me back real quick to the individuals who killed the black boy. How long did they get?
Boy, I almost said his name. Josh, I think Josh got like 12 or 13 years. The white guy who pulled the trigger, he got like 50 years. And then the other guy got like, barely 20 years. So all of them got significantly lower amounts of time than my counterparts. So me and Josh, we was in the boys' home together. He was just a white kid, homie. You know.
The same dude that was a part of the.
Yeah. So his co-defendant was tried as adults and sent to prison as teenagers, like mine was. Josh should have been tried and sentenced to prison, but he was a white kid. The only reason I wasn't tried as an adult is because I was 14, so I didn't meet the certification age. But the following year, the state of Texas lowered the certification age where a 14-year-old can be sent to prison. Ultimately, they lowered the age to 10 years old, where a 12-year-old can be sentenced to life without parole. So many people don't know, up until 2016, that there was only three countries on this entire planet that would take a 12-year-old kid and sentence them to life without parole. That's America, Sudan, and North Korea.
At 12 years old? At
12 years old. Catherine and Curtis Jones is two children out of Florida who was sentenced to life without parole. Sarah Cruz in life without parole. Man, I can go on and on. George Toker, life without parole. I can go on and on. These were children.
Still incarcerated, or have
there's like right at 2,000 individuals who have been locked up in America since they was children for crime they have committed as children and have life without parole that would die in prison. As young as 12 years old. Florida will take a 12 and 13-year-old and send them on a prison yard at 12 and 13. Catherine and Curtis walked in adult prison at 12 and 13 years old. Both were brutally raped at 12 and 13 years old in prison in America.
So what I'm hearing in this particular moment is like prison reform is essential. It's real.
It's very essential. It's very essential. You have to understand, homie, there was 20 or 30 years of our country who believed that we should be tough on crime. And they became tough on crime. So not only did they create sentencing guidelines, that's where the 3 strikes come in. The minimum sentencing guidelines came in that was completely unjust and unfair, particularly to us. That's where you start seeing children going to prison at 15 and 16 years old. When we have all the evidence, we have all the research, we have all the medical and science information that says that the human brain don't develop to at or around 25. So why would you take a 17-year-old or 20-year-old and sentence them to life without parole when they don't even have the full brain development to make the rational decision that you and I would make in certain situations? If you factor in child trauma, you factor in the abuse, you factor in neglect, that brain may not develop to 30. That's why you hear these old ass niggas like Jay-Z and them hollering 40 is the new 30. That's the lack of brain development for us to even think to process that. 30 is the new 20. That's us really saying we're really fucked up. There's no way that 30 can be the new 20. You have to think backwards.
But you taking it out of context.
No, I'm not. What's in a man's heart come out his mouth. If you say 40 is the new 30, you don't, so that means you're a 40-year-old, you still looking 30?
No, bro.
What are you saying then?
I remember.
You saying you taking it out of context?
That song, 30 just new 20, yeah, I'm so hot, yeah. He's
still rapping about dope in his songs now. That song
cool,
God is.
But they're just like a lot of things being taken out of context. It was more or less like, yo, even though I'm older, I'm still able to, live a life that.
Not like a 30-year-old. That's the problem with the black man. He won't grow up. He won't grow up. He still want to be 40.
That's not true. And the proof is that Jay's still doing what he was doing then. He's telling you that people back then looked at like once you get a certain age, it's like it's over for you. You can't be cool. But like, nah, we the cool ones. And see, he was trying to warn people of something that we didn't understand was coming. Now you get it. Because the internet age and all these 20 people, like people that are like younger than 30, like you get it now. Like they're different. They're raised different. They look different. They just talk different. They don't understand. The kids wear hoodies when it's 97 degrees outside. It's like, it's just a whole different thing. So like now the cool people are older, but when it was before in the older days, it was like all the cool people was young, but now cool people not young. They're not. You gotta be 30 plus to be cool. It's like, or else you don't know anything. You think Shazam was a movie. It's like, it's all type of stuff. Like it's crazy.
And live like you're 30. What's wrong with being 40 and living like you're 40? Why you still want to live younger? The goal is to grow old.
That's not what he was saying.
Not get younger. So
because he was also talking about not wearing jerseys anymore and wearing button-ups and suits and wearing slippers. So like he's wrong about this. But what do I know about wordplay and songwriting?
The goal ain't to keep all my black hair. The goal ain't to go and put a whole bunch of pretty white new teeth in my mouth the older I get. I'm gonna lose a side tooth. It's okay. I'm getting old. Nigga, I'm gonna get a bald spot. It's okay. I ain't got to go get the man weed. So that's what's happening, homie. We shaming old. So that's why the old niggas saying, oh, look at you, old nigga. Because we shame to be old. So our kids shame the old. Ain't nothing wrong with 40 being 40, my nigga.
Yeah.
But that's what he was saying in the song.
But what got you onto this activism in the community?
Because I had people who poured into me when I was a fool. So before I got out the juvenile system, I wasn't exposed to gangs.
Yes, sir.
I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood with white kids from the 3rd grade. I don't know nothing about the hood shit. Nigga, I used to go to my Aunt B them house and see them nigga with the blue flags. And then I saw that shit on Colors on TV. I didn't know what that shit was until I went into the juvenile system. So when I got into the juvenile system, you see rolling 60 Crips, you see rolling 30 Crips, you got Altadena Block Crips, you got original Swamp Compton Crips, you got Fire Deuce Hoover Crips, you got GDs, you got Black Gangster Disciples, you got Spanish Gang, so you got all these different gangs. And it ain't no football team. And I'm gonna be here for the next 4 to 7 years. Get in where you fit in.
Correct.
Because this is the boy sport in here. So nigga, I joined the game. And when I got introduced to it, coming from and I want to say this to all the mamas, coming from a single parent home with just mama in the house, never been spanked by a man, never been disciplined by a man, never had a hug from a man, never been kicked in the ass by the man. When I got introduced to the gang, it was everything I was looking for. Nigga, I got an uncle in the gang, I got a big homie, I got a nigga playing OG just like the daddy, I got brothers,
These are your male figures that
there you go, and they ain't number 2-3 years older than me.
Yes, sir.
It's
Idiots.
like the nigga in the 9th grade looking up to the senior. It's like the nigga in the 8th grade looking up to the 11th grader. He like a big homie. He like daddy. It's like a nigga in the 6th grade looking up to the nigga just got in college. He's still a kid too. But the 6th grade nigga don't know this.
Correct.
These the big homies now, nigga. These the daddies. These the uncles. And nigga, I fit right in and I became the little homie everybody loved. And I worked my way up the rankings. Showing out for them niggas. I just want to be accepted, nigga, so I'm gonna do what these niggas won't do.
That's trauma.
I'm the little nigga all the big homies love. So yeah, nigga, but it's people like me that's sitting back coming to work every day looking at this little nigga, reading books, looking at him, get his test scores, seeing he's smart, he got potential. His mama coming to see him. He making phone calls, he getting mail, he getting cards, he getting letters. Man, this little boy playing. These other kids ain't getting none of this. So you got workers who sitting back looking at the dynamics of all these kids they work with. And it's their job to say, man, why y'all hanging together? Y'all don't fit together. So it was the workers who were seeing the good in me. I ain't seeing the good in me because I'm playing bad. They seeing past the act. It's a facade. That's just a facade, homie. I'm playing. Nigga, I ain't none of this shit. That's why it was so easy to quit when I got my senses. So it's some niggas get stuck playing that because they don't have no out.
You said something though, and I want you to say it.
Nigga, I got an out. I'm smart.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can pass my GED. I can take college courses. Nigga, I can go before the parole board and look at all these white people out and talk. There's a lot of niggas can't.
Yeah.
So they don't have no out.
That's what I be saying when people have these conversations about making money and relationships and all this stuff. Like, everybody don't got the ability to just start a business and just all this shit. Like, everybody can't do this. Like, everybody can't do that. Everybody not bright. Everybody not a visionary. Everybody don't got that grind in them. Everybody can't do it.
They ain't got no mama sending them scriptures. They ain't got no mama calling, praying with them. They ain't got none of it. So I'm hanging with these niggas with no app, but I got an app.
Yes, sir.
So it was the workers who made me realize, homie, you bullshitting. So when it was time for me to go back to court, part of the law is you go into the juvenile system until you're 18. 30 days prior to your 18th birthday, you go back before your sentencing judge. And the sentencing judge will make a determination whether you're gonna be transferred to the adult prison system, whether you're paroled or you're recommitted back into the custody of the youth system. Now, if you're recommitted, then that means the juvenile system has jurisdiction over you until you're 21. You get out at 21 and you're free, your record is sealed. If you go to prison, then you do the remaining of your 12 years. So I'd already done 4 years at this time on 12. My victim's family played a big part in me not going to prison because they was a forgiving white family. So I could never be angry and hate white people because I took a white man's life only for their family to be loving and forgiving. And so it's hard for me to develop hate in my heart. I hate things, but I don't hate people. So I actually got to look at these people and hear the words, I forgive you, we forgive you. Not only that, I had a compassionate judge. My judge is the same judge who sentenced the little white kid Ethan Couch to the 10 years probation for those 4 DWI murders, Judge Jean Boyd. So in her defense, many people believe she should have sent that little white kid to prison. And many people believe she should have sent me to prison because that was a recommendation for the state for me to be transferred to the adult prison system. Remember I told you my mother said, "No, I'm not asking for him to be released." If I would have been released at 18, I was bringing home the gangbanging mind. At 21, I brought home the youth advocate mind because in those 3 years, I began to work the programs.
And what do y'all think about a car full of 4 people and one person pulling the trigger and then everybody getting charged for it? I believe they charged them just because.
Hold on, sit tight real quick. So you say at 18, you went back in front of the judge for
a transfer hearing to go to
transfer
prison.
hearing. Your mom had the opportunity to either say,
I would have been paroled home that day. I would have came home and been on parole for 3 years.
and free in essence, but you had parole.
Yeah, I would have been free. I could have, yeah, at 18 years old.
And she said what?
The judge specifically said, "Miss White, are you asking for your son to be released today?" And my mama looked at me and looked at the judge and said, "No, Your Honor. I think he need to go back and work the programs because they were great programs."
That's horrible. I don't care what nobody say.
They was programs that focused.
Somebody that don't know how to handle their child. The program is you. You a parent. She ain't know how to parent him.
On not just rehabilitation, but resocialization and repairing a child from the childhood trauma that most children who commit these type of crimes endure. I hadn't really had no
That's
trauma,
how they do it,
homie,
though.
that I thought at the time, other than the fact that my daddy wasn't there. That alone.
That's an actual law. Like, even if it's a law to the fact that even if me and you went and did something and then something happened to me, they're charging you with what happened to me. Like they said he ran in there and they were stealing some coats. Let's say me and you go in and steal some coats and the dude, something happened to me. They're going to charge you with me. So it's deep. So I understand why they got charged. I'm just saying that law is crazy. It makes sense if you related to the guy that it happened to, but if you just somebody related to the person in the car and your little nephew didn't do that, he would just happen to be with the wrong people. Like imagine your son just happened to be with the wrong people and now you're getting charged with a body when you know he ain't put no trigger. Then you're going to see it the way I'm talking about. Like, yo, what? Why he getting charged with that? He was just there. Ain't no accessory charge or nothing? No. Whole body.
Trauma. That alone is traumatizing.
Yes, sir.
On top of the fact that your mother is there and she's not there, that's even more traumatizing.
That's worse.
On top of the fact that you're having surgeries where you're being put to sleep, which is hindering some brain functions, right? So,
no, nigga, don't try to use that as, you tried it. Don't try to use that as an excuse now, because you brung it up before, you was trying to act like you was Jesus Christ and you was seeing heaven and all that shit. So don't try to use the surgery now acting like you slow. Nah, nigga, you see the spirit when you're doing your surgeries. Don't play games with smart people.
So I learned a lot in those 3 years, but there's a fast growing process from 18 to 21 where a kid can develop and grow at such a rate, it surprises many. It's not a big difference from 18 to 21, but if you nurture a child and you put a child in the right environment, in the right setting, that kid can grow to full potential in 3 years. And that's what happened with me. So within 3 years, so from 18 to 21, I went from playing leader of the Rolling 60 gang to within 2 years, and this wasn't me fronting. This was the real me. I was fronting as a gang member. This was the real me excelling. Homie, they used to take me off campus. That's where I told you I spoke at Blinn College. I spoke at Texas A&M, Prairie View, every college in and around there, UT, the Aggies, all the high schools. So my last year and a half, 2 years of being locked up, I would go out and do public speakings and motivational speakings at colleges and universities and high schools. So they groomed me for this. It's just that when I got out at 21 in 1998, my record was sealed, no felony convictions, but my identity was tied inside the juvenile system. So I came back out here, nigga, with a murder case that everybody know as a, nigga. So, nigga, we root for the killer. So I come back to my peers who I know from school, nigga. I'm known as a nigga who caught a murder case. Those are accolades, right? So
I'm looking like, man, what the fuck?
In 1998, when I walk out of the juvenile system, all of my childhood issues had been resolved. Like I was pure and innocent, but I didn't know how to talk to girls. I had been locked up from 14 to 21. Look at that big old gap. You know how much shit go on from 14 to 21? Nigga,
Yeah,
I didn't know which
crazy.
way was north, south, east, or west. When I left, if you was cute, you can get a girl. Nigga, when I come home, it's about money. The dope boy.
That's one of the craziest gaps ever when it comes to social life learning. Like, yo, what? From 14 to 21, all that learning experience you don't get? Bro, you are a complete lame. That's where most people lose their virginity, all that. Like, that's the craziest gap ever from 14 to 21. Socially, you're done.
Nigga, this the dope boy era now. So, culturally, gang banging dying out. So what I'm gonna come out here and do? Niggas ain't gang banging in 98. I would kind of really want to gang bang, but I don't know what to do gang bang. I had never been introduced to gangs in the free world. So it was easy for me to walk away from this gang mindset. That was just in the juvenile, the past time. So when I come home, homie, you do what most people do, homie. You go back to the old people, the old places, and the old things. I tried to work, but nigga, I ain't know how to get up and go to work. Been locked up since I was 14. Y'all don't know how to get up and go to work. I don't know how to wake myself up. I've been getting woke up. When it's time to eat, nigga, I don't know what to eat. I've been looking at the menu. The menu been saying what we go eat. How I know? I've been locked up. So there's nobody you really can talk to, because at that time, nigga, re-entry is something big now, but nigga, re-entry was unheard of back then, let alone juvenile re-entry. So there was no church, there was no family member that a nigga can talk to and say, man, I'm having some inadequate issues, nigga, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to date girls my age.
Re-entry, for those that don't know, is like the programs they got for people that get out of jail to like get adjusted back to life. Like they'll help you get a job, all that type of shit. And it'd be different places. Like they help people get cars, houses, all this shit.
But the girls I'm dating saying stuff like, you need a high school girlfriend. Man, I don't know what the fuck she mean, but my conversation ain't on their level. Mm-hmm. So, nigga, what do? You go with the culture, right? So what was the culture doing at that time? Selling dope. Master P had just dropped that motherfucking ghetto dope. Man, crack like this, ghetto dope. And taught you how to cook crack from step 1 to step 10. So I decided to go to college because one of the benefits of aging out of the juvenile system in the state of Texas is that you become a ward of the state. So once you get adjudicated for a crime, your parents are no longer your parents. You become a ward of the state. Mm-hmm. So meaning you're a state baby. So one of the benefits of being a ward of the state is they pay for my college tuition up to a PhD. So right now I can go back to college and they still pay for my college tuition. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the things that I tried to do when I first get out, but I ain't have nobody guide me. So I went to go enroll at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
That's crazy.
In the process, I had a cousin who was going to school up there. He was the president of the BSA, Black Students Association, and he had a fast.
That's how they know they fucked your life up, dog. Like, yo, we'll pay for you to go to school forever because we ruined your whole life.
Fascination with wanting to be the weed man. So me and him come home one day. He done got the football playing niggas money. He done went and got 10 pounds of weed. I don't even know how much a pound of weed cost away. I just decided to drive. Get stopped and get pulled over with 10 pounds of weed, catch a drug trafficking charge. Idiot. I hadn't even been out 8 months. After gone been 7 years.
Idiot.
90% of juveniles are rearrested within 1 year after being released. 85 to 90% of adult inmates are rearrested or back in prison within 5 years after getting released. Those numbers don't lie. So I fit in those stats.
Facts.
I ultimately ended up getting 6 months prison boot camp, 5-year deferred adjudication probation. In the process of trying to complete those 5-year deferred adjudication probation, a nigga just trying to find an identity. From 21 to 30, the black man, the black boy, he struggled with trying to find an identity. That's why you see him in his 20s, and from 19 to 21, he hanging with a certain group of niggas. He trying to find somewhere to fit in. Then he with this group of niggas. He trying to find somewhere to fit in. Then he over here trying to do this. It wasn't until I started having children that I found an identity. Because other than that, nigga done pimp, nigga done sold drugs, nigga done robbed, nigga done all the things we think we supposed to do in the streets other than rape, child molest, and shoot dope. Right? So all the gangster shit we think we supposed, so nigga go try all that shit, homie, and God bless me not to, get in no trouble to catch no time. So I hadn't been in no trouble as an adult that'll warrant me to go do a bunch of motherfucking time. I've been submerged. I haven't been a criminal. I've been submerged in the criminal elements of our society because of our culture. Right? So
the problem for that is a lot of people, that costs a lot of people their life. Like some people just be in the wrong element at the wrong time and stuff happens to them and they not supposed to have even been around it. And that's why it happens to them. It's kind of crazy.
What do you mean by that? A nigga get a job and have a quarter pound of weed at the warehouse and be selling weed at work just to have a little extra money for gas.
Correct.
A nigga have a homeboy who sell weed and got another homeboy who trying to buy some weed and he a middleman, a little drug dealer, get him extra $700. So I was submerged in the criminal elements trying to find an identity.
But that's all you know too.
Well, it wasn't all I know. Because I'm educated, homie. Yeah. I can read, I can write, I can do a resume, I can go get an interview and can sell myself in an interview to get a job. Because those are the things I started doing when I was tired of doing wrong. You're doing wrong because you think wrong is the right thing to do in the mind state that you're in, right? We got an element of our culture to tell us doing wrong is right.
I said that earlier when anybody was watching, when they was talking about sinning. I said it's not sin to those that ain't thinking like that.
You got your parents teaching you what's right and what's wrong. When you do wrong, it don't feel right, even when you try to justify it. And so that's where I had gotten in life, homie. I had a son, and I knew that I have options. Man, my nigga them gotta sell dope because their mama was on crack. They have to do this. I don't. And so that's, when that light came on, that's where my fear came. Because I started telling myself that it's only so much mercy that God can give me because I know better. Mm-hmm. I ain't supposed to be doing this. They is. And maybe they ain't, but nigga, I know I'm not. So once I was able to gather that concept, I was 25, 26 with a full brain then. Mm-hmm. Now I'm rationalizing because now I have a son, and I want to give this little boy something that I never had, and I didn't know nothing about being no good father, no bad father. I don't know shit about that.
Cause you didn't have that.
I just wanted to be a her father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to be a her father, that he can come in there and pull them eyelids open, right. Touch the nose. Slob on my face. Mm-hmm. I ain't know nothing, and I figured me and him will figure it out together. So that was my.
It ain't no manual. I mean, a lot of people learn on the fly. People get it wrong. People get it right. It ain't no manual to parenting them.
Approach. Me and him will figure this out together. So I learned when I was becoming an overbearing, mean, frustrated parent. When a little boy asked me, "Daddy, you mad about something?" I mean, I'm taking some shit out on him and he can tell. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I learned through the kid what's a good and bad father. And to this day, I've been a day one daddy. I don't have no unexcused absences. I've been having perfect attendance in fatherhood. Yeah, I got perfect attendance in fatherhood.
I like that. Hey, how many children you got, bro?
I got 2 by one woman.
Okay.
So I had my son,
I like that.
and then when she was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't want to continue to have children out of wedlock. So I made a conscious decision, to marry, even though we divorced. But I wanted to give them something. I wanted to break the curse, homie.
You want more kids?
Nah. Yeah, I want to be reckless with that dick and just run around and fuck. Them baby grown now. Yeah, I don't want to be tied down no more. If I make a baby, I want one overseas that I can leave behind.
No, man.
Yeah. Them overseas baby don't matter.
This is hilarious, dog. He just went from saying he got perfect attendance as a dad to saying he want to be a deadbeat.
Yeah, man, fuck them overseas baby. I'm gonna have me some overseas baby like granddaddy and them did in Japan and Vietnam.
You can't do that, man. You can't.
Yeah, I know,
say
but
that.
yeah, I know I can't, but I think it all the time.
Yo, this nigga's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I just want to make an outside.
But this is like 90% of this video up until this point, you have been.
I want to be a sorry motherfucker sometime, homie. It's hard being a good daddy all the time, man.
Like, I get what he's saying. Like, he just started getting into the bag of the Charleston bag. Like, this the first time. Like, he was talking about his life. He's saying real shit. This right here is him on some. He's in that bag now. Now he just on some pussy.
Nigga, I want to be a sorry motherfucker. I want to see at least what it feel like. I at least want to see what it feel like.
You want to feel you know what it feel like. You was a part of that.
No. I know what it feel like not to have. I don't know what it's like to be the one to cause.
That's so contradicting.
I know, man,
No,
but
it's
shit,
not.
fuck it. Man, I want a Section 8 baby, man. I just see sometime and send the child support there too. Come fuck the mama, high five the baby, play the game, rub him on the head, and then he grow up and make it to the league, and I show back up.
You think he gonna show up in the league with who skill set, the mama or you?
The stepdaddies. Cause that's normally who developed them niggas, the stepdaddy. Then taught that nigga how to run them routes. Go that way. Yeah, nah, homie, but listen, it's all right to want to be a low-down, dirty motherfucker and admit it, but you're not. Listen, I want to have a baby where I done left behind,
Yo, he just talking.
I want to be, man, I want to be dirty sometime. I want to be.
Do you think you got that really in you to do though?
No.
Okay.
No.
But saying it is just something. It just left out there in the universe to just be say I don't want to be an ain't shit daddy.
Well, I'm just saying there's a possibility that I may make a baby here in the future with the fame and stardom that I got, and I may not be able to be there for the baby.
This is coming from a person who has 7 children and 1 on the way. Right? I could never see myself not being a part of my children's life.
Me too. This is what I used to say when the first kid. I had my first son. I said, man, mama, I can't see myself loving no other kid the way I love this child. I couldn't imagine, nigga. Then that little girl came. Boy, you love her equally. So I'm saying that.
Yeah.
I also said, nigga, as soon as I get a chance to sell out, I'm gonna sell out. First chance I got to sell out, I ain't sell out.
Sell out what?
Check, I was gone.
Your people. Yeah, I had a chance to sell out.
It's like you talking about snitching?
No, sell out, be what they want us to be against black people.
Cooning.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a great opportunity to do that.
And you don't think he been doing that?
Nah.
I don't. Why are you making that face? No, I don't think that, Cam. I think he be speaking to the stupid shit that niggas do, and niggas need to understand it. No, he ain't been cooning. No.
Take my money and give it to the black people that people don't even know exist.
So, can we keep it funky?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Like, I'm talking about real funky.
This the funky podcast, eh?
That's what
Funky
it is.
Friday, just keep it funky.
Say that. So, when I see Charleston White, right, and I know of really what you stand for, I respect what you stand for. How it's articulated sometimes is something like, why you gotta go all the way over there?
Right.
For example.
Right. I got my own examples, but let's see if he got my example, so I don't have to say nothing.
This is quote unquote coming out of what you said. Fuck Deion Sanders and his sons for leaving Jackson State. Fuck Nipsey Hussle. Fuck King Von. Fuck Jay-Z.
Yeah, fuck them niggas.
What? That ain't cooning?
No.
What enlighten me?
They don't say that.
That ain't cooning.
Niggas say fuck LeBron James. LeBron James get mistreated more than any athletes in the world. I ain't saying that for white people.
But niggas
In the history of planet Earth.
don't say that.
Niggas ain't my kind of niggas. These niggas go to white people stadiums and buy popcorn and hot dogs.
So you ain't never been to a football game?
I do, but I ain't paid for it. And I don't buy no hot dogs and popcorn.
So what you do?
I really don't watch sports at all.
So what's your thing?
Strip club, hoes, and po nigga babies. And not fucking they mamas. Like the Little League football coaches. See, I'm the nigga in the projects and in the ghetto that give away the toys, make sure the kids get and don't touch their mama's pussies. I ain't like them other niggas. So I can say fuck Deion, cause nigga, Deion coached in my city before with Prime. Nigga, I know the East Side Falcons used to play, so I know about Deion.
And that ain't respect worthy for you to say, you know, even though.
No, that ain't respect worthy. Because what I saw was, and I ain't really saying fuck Deion, I'm telling black people to say fuck Deion. Because what happened, we took our love and our support to Colorado and we forgot about all these HBCUs that's winning or losing. We ain't said high five them. We don't know one black coach at HBCU.
Okay, now stop.
I get what you're saying. All right,
because like I said, behind everything that you say has some truth. But to that, I would suggest you say in that statement, I ain't gonna say per se, fuck Deion, but look, let's leave that part out.
I'm saying it.
But what we receive would be like, yo, even though Deion Sanders had to make a professional decision to go chase a bag that Jackson State didn't necessarily have, let's not forget about the other HBCU coaches that's out there.
Let me just say, Deion knew they didn't have the bag when he took that on. It was already an agreement that we know we go struggle. He even agreed to give portions of that to that facility. He already knew this. The white folks just came and do what they always do. Come get the nigga and take the attention that he was gonna bring to the spotlight on the HBCU. Now this big old light that could have been on these HBCU is now on this one white school that's 92% white.
So let me.
Now, here's the issue with that. Whose fault is that? People didn't care. So basically what people saying is, and I did a video about this before. It's on my YouTube. People care more about Prime than the HBCUs. Him leaving shouldn't have meant you no longer care about the HBCUs. So it wasn't about the HBCUs, it was about Prime. So wherever Prime go, that's where you're going to go. So if Prime went to Africa, you would start watching African football, huh? No, you wouldn't. So why wouldn't you just still care? People never gave a damn. They cared about Deion Sanders. So why are you going to get more mad at one coach than the people who are the millions of fans who don't follow the football before and they don't follow it afterwards? It's kind of crazy.
Ask you this. If you was in Deion's...
Right now, if Greg Popovich or somebody start coaching in WNBA, more people would watch it. It's just like it would naturally happen.
Saying the situation, you would have stayed at Jackson State?
No.
So what
you missing what I'm saying?
No, you missing what I'm saying.
I ain't saying fuck Deion. Deion done what he was supposed to do as a husband and the coach. I'm saying fuck the husband and the coach. Nigga, we don't rally behind no nigga that'll sell out for the white man job. Nigga, go get with the nigga that's still with the niggas down there on that field with them hoes in it, like the schools and the shoes. That nigga, we always had a Negro league. Stay in the Negro league, my nigga.
And we kind of saying the same thing, but in a different way. He's saying fuck Deion, and I'm basically saying, why are y'all on Deion Day? Fuck Deion. You should still care about the HBCU. So we kind of say the same thing, but in a different way.
Why you gonna take our best and our brightest? So you done went and took the best and the brightest players over here for who to benefit? Not your people. And you done took all your people with their fame and their support for who? A school that's 92% white, and y'all ain't gave not one game to the black HBCU. Not Grambling, not Pratt, not one. No celebrity. So you're going to come over here and rally all the best and the brightest players to come over here on Whitey's porch. And you the bait, sir. You and your son, y'all the bait.
No, everybody else is the bait. Because if you went to a Jackson State game last year, why you don't go to one this year?
Nah, my nigga, I ain't with that. So I'm saying fuck him and his son. Nigga, why y'all ain't doing this same support for these little league football teams in y'all city that help them babies get to where Dion is? They don't get that kind of support. They stand on the corners and have the cheerleader little girl looking like hoes dancing, begging for money with buckets.
Okay, now let me.
That's just the little league fundraiser.
Let's just keep it a buck. All right. Honestly, it make me feel a certain type of way.
Now, I'm going to get to King Von and Nip, but we on Dion right now.
Yeah, we on Dion. It just make me feel a certain type of way because I respect Dion and what Dion got going on. Okay. So it's hard for me to hear you say that in a way where I know Deion Sanders' impact in our culture has did way more than anybody else in this society that we live in.
What impact have Dion had?
He brought notoriety to a space that, in essence, really wasn't there before.
What, Denver, Colorado? He brought notoriety to Colorado.
To Jackson State. He brought notoriety to Jackson State.
And then he took it where?
To Colorado. Okay. Now, to make my point, all right? So I'm asking you, Charlston White. You go to a, matter of fact, can we keep it funky? Mm-hmm. What's the most that you've ever gotten to do or to be Charlston White?
$40,000 for a 2-day interview.
Okay, $40,000. Now, if you could say, I could change that $40,000 to $400,000, would you just leave that $40,000 or would you go get $400,000?
I'm gonna go get $400,000.
Is that not what Deion Sanders did? Mm-mm. Okay, what did Deion Sanders do?
Deion's son is a star quarterback that he's trying to.
That's exactly what he did. And in this context, now you saying because you went and got the 400,000, now whoever paid you the 40 for the 2-day interview, nobody's gonna watch them. Why ain't nobody watching them? We watched them do the interview with you. Why wouldn't we watch them now? Just because you ain't there no more? So what? They still got a platform. That's what I'm saying. So, like, people made it all about Deion instead of about the HBCUs.
Get to the league.
He brung notoriety to it. He didn't have to keep it there. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird is the reason why the TV contract happened. But you didn't stop watching basketball in 92 when both of them was no longer in the league. You was watching Jordan. You was watching Magic. You was watching everybody else. So what the fuck?
And he's fathering his son to the league with nobody else's children in mind. And he's getting a pretty big check to do it. And what he's doing is he's robbing
them kids. He's fathering his son to the league with nobody else's children in mind. Let me go to the F them kids. Do you understand? Do you hear me, Charleston? What are you talking about? What kids? Whose other kids is he supposed to have in mind other than his? What are you talking about? I don't even understand what you're saying. Like, it makes no sense. What?
Robbing black people of their star power. He's robbing black people of their economics because he done took it and gave it to the white man. Because the space that you speak of, why not send it back there too? Why leave it?
All I'm saying is everybody who went to a Jackson State game last year, if they still went to them this year, the games would have been lit. The same way everybody showed up to Colorado's first game, they should have showed up to Jackson State's second game. And it would have been the same thing.
Girl, why the baby? Why Lil Wayne? Why all these major people don't go stand on the sideline of coaches that's not a celebrity?
That's what I'm asking. Now he can say that without saying F Deion, but we can say F them kids.
Why they don't do it to people who not celebrity? Why? Because this is what I know about black people. They worship and they idolize celebrity.
I agree with this part. Why don't Wayne go down to Grambling? It would be lit. You don't need no celebrity. If Wayne just started popping up at every Grambling game or some Grambling games, Grambling would be lit off the rip because Wayne's there.
That's why they are worshiping and idolizing Dion. They worship and idolize celebrities. And so I'm here to say, fuck them celebrities. From King Von to Nip, because when us regular people when we need help, they don't step down and come fuck with us.
That ain't true.
Man, I've been in the community for the last 12 years. Man, I know Dion lived in Prosper, Texas, Dallas, Texas. Dion was never there outside of his prime organization football.
But that's him there, though.
But that's why I'm saying fuck him, because
Well, what the hell you mean outside of his organization for kids? Yo, outside of the program that he has for kids in football, he was never there. I don't even got to have a program for these kids. Let me go back to my banner. I don't think Charleston White gets it. What you mean outside of the program that he was never there? He had the program. He didn't even have to have the program. You're an ungrateful little bastard.
I was in the community with him. I was at the football game with him. I watched how his arrogance walked past the parents and the kids. I saw how arrogant he was to his people. He ain't loving
it, do you? You really don't get it. He walked past the parents and the kids. Ha ha ha. The greatest cornerback who ever lived just walked past some random people. Some kids, huh? Hey, Charleston. Man, don't nobody care, dog. Are you serious? You don't even.
I done fought with the police. I was at every city council meeting. So when the football and celebrity nigga go to talking, I said, man, y'all talking from up here. I'm talking from down here with these people. I'm in the schools. I'm in the juveniles. I'm in the jails. I'm in the prisons. I'm standing on stand swearing on murder cases and capital murder cases. Man, y'all talking from up there. It's easy to say fuck y'all. Easy to say fuck Dion and his son who driving a Rolls Royce, and these kids down here dropping out of school to go strip and sell pussy because they daddies don't have the money to send them because they can't eat, but he got a Rolls Royce that won't pay the parking fine.
So you mad at Secure because he got a Rolls Royce, but you're not mad at the parents of them other kids. Well, I got something to say about that. You sound crazy as hell, boy.
Now, keep putting it in their face. Keep showing up, putting them watches in them kids' face. That's why y'all got robbed in UCLA.
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The Bible speaks for the least of those. Those kids up there ain't the least of those.
Serious? You about to piss me off. So they got robbed. That's the reason why they got robbed. It's not because niggas is just broke and have a crab in a barrel mentality. It's because they were shining. Okay. If that's how you want to call it.
That's why I talk about the poor nigga babies.
Okay. So, can we keep it funky?
Yes, sir.
Charleston White, it sound like you a hater.
No.
Thank you.
I'm a
Thank
realist.
you.
No, because you're talking about
Thank you.
materialistic things.
No.
Favor ain't fair.
I'm talking
So
about.
you talking about
I'm talking about
Sanders,
socialism.
He was articulating real well. You got called a hater. Now you a hater, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
Classism. We ain't talking about favor.
No, but
when you put it in their face, that ain't favor. Because favor is meek, mild, and humble.
So you mad that Shador
No. I'm glad they got robbed.
Cartier,
I'm glad they got robbed.
And that's not hating.
I'm glad they got robbed. I'm glad every school he went to, he done been robbed.
That's cooning.
No.
Player, hater. Do you realize he was singing about getting robbed? It's a message there.
No, it ain't.
That's cooning.
No, it ain't.
Because you bring it, so see, because why I say that's cooning is you turning your story and your beliefs, using your platform to tear down a person who's bringing notoriety to something that wasn't there.
Well, they using their platform to tear down the black school by not giving them the light.
But
because
No, they not. How they tearing it down? Snoop Dogg is tearing it down, if you ask me. And Wayne is tearing it down. And all the people who went to the Jackson State games, that's still not going back.
black school had, this is what I'm saying, black people for the last 2 years when he was at Jackson State, y'all was HBCU hashtagging. I'm talking about you couldn't get on the internet and not see HBCU hashtag. What happened, y'all? Y'all cooning now. What's the white man with Colorado
Now he right. Now, hey, what you got to say, Cam?
University? Y'all cooning now.
What?
What happened to the HBCU hashtag?
Huh?
That's all I'm
What
saying.
happened to it?
What happened?
What happened to it?
I'm still HBCU hashtagging while I'm cooning.
Yes, sir.
And I'm still showing up at the HBCU.
You just had a lot to say. You just called me a coon. You just said I was cap. Now you want to yes, sir. Now you want to be respectful. Nah, nigga, you cooning.
HBCU girl and rocking it on the major platform. I don't see nobody HBCUing it like me. So who cooning?
So I'm gonna tell you this.
No, don't tell me this. Tell me who cooning. Now he on your ass. He right about that. You tried it and you failed. You cooning. They cooning. Now he's saying what I'm saying. Y'all cooning. Why ain't they still doing it and saying in HBCUing?
You just sit up there and told me that you made $40,000 in
I don't give a damn who is cooning.
2
Now
days.
you want to be in my pockets. Don't count my pockets, rich ass nigga. You rich as fuck. Worried about my 40K. So why is people not going to these games since you calling people coons? Answer my question. Don't talk to me about me.
And you also just told me that if you had an opportunity to make $400,000, you would take that. So the fact that Deion said, hold on, I'll let you finish.
Still talking to me about Deion. I'm asking you why is people cooning now?
Let me just say, I turned down a $5 million deal with Aiden Ross and Kick to take a $500,000 deal with niggas. I turned down a $5 million deal with Aiden Ross and Kick to come over here to sign a $500,000 deal with niggas so I can stay with my people. Yeah, they say I'm dumb and stupid. Yeah, I turned down $5 million so I can go sign $500,000. So I can stay with these niggas. I ain't want to sell out and go beat up them white folks. Take all my star power over there with Kick and Aiden Ross with them Jews. I wasn't fit to do that, my nigga. I stayed with the niggas. Culture TV. Don't even know if they can give me the whole $500,000. But nigga, I stayed with my people, my nigga. My spirit wouldn't let me do it. So I don't give a damn what Deion talk. Nigga, I sacrificed for it. Yeah, when I told
he's stupid. See, here's why you dumb, Charlston. Because the people that you stand with is gonna go with the hotness. The people that you saying you stand with went to Colorado with Deion. So you dumb. You should have took the $5 million and kick. Hey, Aiden, holla at me.
them white folk, I'm
$500K he took to get to the niggas.
not leaving my people. They took back it's a curriculum.
I don't care about these niggas.
And for those that know, it's a curriculum called Thinking for a Change. When Obama implemented the My Brother's Keepers initiative, there's a curriculum that's called Thinking for a Change. It's damn near $100,000 curriculum. White folk gave it to me. But they said, Charleston, we want you. We don't want your people. I said, if you take me away from my people, you diminish the value of who I am for my people.
Big fact.
I'm going to say it again. When you take me away from my people, you diminish the value of who I am for my people. And I refuse to do that. And Deion diminished his value to his people for his people to go over there. You got enough money where you ain't got to do. How much money you want? I don't want 100 million. I don't want $1 billion. It's that much harder to get in heaven if you believe that word. I don't want 100 million, my nigga.
I don't know about all that.
I want to walk amongst my people. I want to be able to go to the bottom of the least of those.
Listen here. We'll come back and discuss how crazy you are around about 10 o'clock. Like and subscribe. I got to go. I'll be back to do part 2 of this. And we'll discuss my thoughts about him not wanting 100 million. And I'm going to tell y'all the last time I heard something like that and what happened to that person when we come back. So, y'all be good.